this tutorial, you will learn how to create box plots or box and whisker charts using Excel 2016. I'm going to create box plots to compare how long people spend talking on the phone by which type of phone they use. So I will select the column phone type and then hit Control or Command on a Mac and phone time, and I will copy both of these columns and paste them into a new sheet. Now I need to create a box plot to compare Android and iPhone users. I'm going to create the box plot on their phone time values. Excel will default to reading the labels as in the first column, so I'm going to copy my phone time column and put it on the right side of my phone type and paste it. I don't need this column anymore, so I will delete it. Each phone time value needs to have a label on it to create the box plot properly, so I will check for missing data first. I'll highlight both columns, go to Data, and sort by phone type. Scrolling to the bottom, you can see that one of our phone time values, we did not have a label recorded for it, so I will delete this entire row. I'll highlight the row and then delete that data so that we don't have any missing values there. It's okay to have missing values for phone time. This won't affect our results. Now that I've done this, I'm ready to create my box plot or my box and whisker chart as Excel calls it. I will highlight just the data. So I'll start with my first label and phone time value, and then on a PC Control Shift down or on a Mac Command Shift down, and that will highlight all of my data. Then I'll go to Insert and look for the chart that looks like a histogram. I'll click on the drop-down menu for that chart and go to the Box and Whisker option. Now I've created my box and whisker chart. This looks pretty good, and you can see that it's labeled my two variables. I could just change my chart title if I wish to phone time comparison. And if you would like to add a title to your axis, you can go to Add Chart Element, Axis Titles, and then Primary Vertical to tell people what this comparison is. And it's the phone time. And I know that this is in minutes. Now we will talk about interpreting your box plots. Looking at the box plot, you can see that there are several parts to it. The lowest point on your chart is your min. And then this center box is representing the interquartile range. So the lower line represents your Q1 value. The center line represents your median, which would also be your Q2. And your upper line here for this box represents your Q3. Now, as you can see on this iPhone box and whisker, we have these two dots up above. Those represent outliers. Excel determines what an outlier is using this function. It will calculate using the interquartile range a local min and max for your data. So this is actually the local maximum, which is a point that is the maximum value that's within this range, which is 1.5 times more than the interquartile range. Excel's done all of these calculations for you, so we can just interpret these values. So the actual maximum value is this point here, but that point and this point are considered outliers in the data. Excel also can provide you the mean for your data, and it's represented by this X. If you'd like to change any of the way that this function looks, you can go back to your chart and double click on the box plot, and you can see you have many options here. You can show the inner points as well for your data if you wish. You can remove the mean marker, and it also lets you change the way that the Q1 and Q3 are calculated. So you can calculate this using an inclusive median or exclusive median. I'm just going to leave it on the exclusive median Comparing our two charts, you can see that it looks like our Android smartphone users have a much larger IQR than our iPhone users, meaning that center 50% of people have a lot more variation than our iPhone users do. But if you look at the medians, the iPhone users do have a higher amount of phone time at that center marker. But again, we do have these two outliers indicating some people spend an extreme amount of time on their phone that were iPhone users.